Business Box with
Bryce
and
Dallas.
Thank you to our good buddy Swan Song, Eric. Thank you. He did a phenomenal job, as always. You put it in, right? In editing, you probably put it.
Yeah, it's in. Welcome to the Business Box, by the way. I'm Bryce. Your other host is Dallas, and we are here to spare you from financial destitution.
Yep. Financial destitution. You don't
Financial-
like that stuff.
Yeah. We don't like it at all. And for you, we have a bunch of ideas. Only a couple this episode, but each idea.
Come on, don't sell us short.
No. Listen, there'll be
Several.
plenty of audibles and variations, but
Yeah.
two core ideas, and both of them are 100% guaranteed. I mentioned this last episode. We always test our ideas before we do them.
It's true.
Except for like sometimes when we don't, but we'll let you know whenever that happens. But yeah, that's what we do here at the Business Box.
Exactly. And you told me before we got on the air here not to do the call and response thing because it snitches on the fact that there's delay with Discord.
Yeah.
So
We actually use TeamSpeak.
we do use TeamSpeak.
We pay for it because if you pay for something, it is generally better than something that is free.
Here's the thing is that you get what you pay for. And that's the lesson that Bryce and I have learned through countless businesses, right? People say the best things in life are free. Actually, the best things in life are slightly more expensive than free because free stuff sucks.
Yeah, free stuff sucks. Slightly more expensive stuff, a little bit better. Way more expensive stuff, way better.
Exactly. There's a kind of, if you just consult this chart for our audio listeners.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so audio listeners,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and read this out to you. It's
Yeah.
http://
Yeah.
So we'll put the rest in the description for audio listeners. But
We will, exactly. They can, so while they're driving, they can go into the description of it. That's my favorite thing in the world is when I'll be listening to a podcast going 70 on the highway.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, for this information that you really should have, like it's pretty much requisite information for what we're going to talk about, we just put it in the show notes. So feel free to go click over to that. Okay, thank you, man. I'll definitely do that. But listen, if you're an audio listener, here's what I have to say. Thank you for giving us a chance.
Thank you. That's all we really have to say. Thanks.
That's all I have to say. Yeah, listen, we appreciate it. Assuming by this point, knock on wood, should be up and running on all the podcast platforms.
More importantly,
because
what we have to say is actually you're welcome. For this first idea, this is one of Dallas's big ideas. That we, every day we have three big ideas, and this is one of the three that he.
I guess we can just get right into it.
Yeah, hey, man. No fluff, dude. Come on.
No fluff.
If
This
you're
is a
here for
fluffer's
money,
podcast.
it's like when you watch a tutorial on YouTube, right? You're not trying to hear them introduce themselves and all this shit. You just want.
Whoa.
What?
I like that. I like to I like to develop a rapport with the Khan Academy guy who's explaining how to do calculus.
That's what I was thinking about when I said tutorials too. Was math tutorials and not like, hey, I'm having this computer problem or how to drill a hole.
Well, I'm a smart guy. I deal with different problems than you and other people
math
do.
problems, basic calculus.
The problems I'm dealing with are like algebra 2.
It's really funny. I feel like I see on Twitter a lot of people. They're like, dude, when I find the guy who introduced numbers into math, like, okay.
Yeah, numbers into math. Listen, whoever put the numbers into
fucking
math,
letters,
I got some fucking words for that guy.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip. This is for the audio listeners. Anyways, how about we get into it, Dallas?
Okay, yeah. So the first business idea that we have for you, because first, right? Because we're gonna listen to some of the feedback we got on last episode. What this show is about, I think there was some misunderstanding. This show is about how to make you guys money. Right. We probably should have said that up top.
Well, I mean, we kind of said it. Like, if you have like a brain, you can kind of process the things we say and kind of interpret them into what we mean.
Okay, yeah. So as long as you can interpret the things we say into what we want, then that should be fine. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. If you're good, because here's the thing, right? The thesis of the show is that we're going to make you money with business ideas. Right. But that's all just layered in subtext that you guys need to dig through.
Exactly.
So once you've dug through the subtext and you're ready to make the money, now we can really get started.
This is a podcast for people who like the Alien movie, not because the alien, but because of all the cool metaphors.
Because Ridley Scott. No, wait, not Ridley Scott. The lady.
Ripley. Like the person in the movie, the character.
No, the fucking Susan Sarandon.
Oh,
she's hot.
It's true.
Yeah, we're like when was it? That was what, like 40 years ago?
I don't know. The new Alien movie just came out though.
Is there a hot lady in it?
I wouldn't know.
Alien movie cast. Sigourney Weaver. I don't know who Susan Sarandon is. 2024. Sigourney Weaver is the hot lady from the old one. Oh, dude. Fucking Kaylee Spaney is in it.
Dude, she was great in the other movie that she was in.
Okay, I'm looking at the other movie she was in. Pretty fantastic, yeah. She was in Alien Romulus and Pacific Rim 2.
That one, rave reviews.
Rave reviews. Looks like Spike Fern is in it too. He plays Bjorn.
Plays Bjorn in what movie?
It's Alien Romulus.
In Alien Romulus, okay.
Yeah, dude. Fucking
not
Spike Fern.
Like a fantasy movie. Is Bjorn a real name?
It is, yeah. And also he's from Leicestershire.
Okay. Yeah, you just keep making up bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Apparently, well, this guy could be older than me or younger than me, and also he has dyslexia.
I'm glad you pointed it out.
Sorry, I'm going to the Wikipedia page. Spike E. Fern, born 2000/2001. They don't know yet. So he's either younger than me or my age. He was in a teen drama, whatever. Early life. He grew up in Colville, and he has dyslexia.
And how can we make money off of this?
Okay, the way we can make money off this is we're calling it Audible. Here's an Audible business idea. This is not in the notes for the podcast episode, right?
Which we have a lot
of. If you start a website that has all the information everywhere for free, but then you just beg people to donate $3 exactly every time they go onto the website.
Yeah.
You stand to make a fucking killing. You stand to really, really, really do well.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you can get all the information from everything and put it onto a website,
yeah,
you're bound to make a couple bucks. Maybe put some ads on the website.
On it? Ooh, actually, Wikipedia should start running just ads everywhere, dude.
Like those other wiki ads where like if you go on mobile with no ad blocker, it's really intrusive.
Oh, dude.
And you click on it takes you to like a page where there's like a porn ad.
Yeah, like Fandom.
Yeah.
Fandom's awesome. It's so funny because with no ad blocker, if you open it on your phone, it just like it bricks the browser tab.
Yeah,
like,
you just gotta go do something else.
Yeah. It's like, hey, listen, I know you want to read about like this incarnation of Superman, but it would actually be really great if you just watched a 45-second unskippable ad of Best Buy. And if you try to click on the X, it's actually a dummy X. It takes you to more Best Buy ads. Like,
to be fair, I feel like Best Buy really knows their target audience with that because who would want to shop at Best Buy? People who go on fandom wikis.
Yeah. Oh boy, let me look at the My Hero Academia wiki to see how old Uraraka is.
And
man,
also,
I would love some new peripherals.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what. When I was younger, I was looking at Best Buy for fucking capture cards. Characters. No, I was looking up capture cards on Best Buy, dude.
Yeah.
The Hauppauge HD PVR2, dude. Whoo, you don't know nothing about that.
Dude, the kids
now everybody's just using Elgatos and generic ones they find on Amazon.
Kids don't know about
the Dazzle
HD PVRs. They don't know about.
They don't know about the
Dazzle, dude. They have no idea what the fucking Dazzle. All these kids, because here's the thing: what do they have nowadays? Kick,
yep.
Pronouns and shit, dude.
So some people, I think I've seen some people say they don't have them.
It's a problem. Okay, another Audible. Here's a way to make money. Just lean super hard into like far right grifting. You can make a band and a half off.
If you're good at it. You have to be careful though, because there's also a chance, sort of like a reverse chance. This might be hard to explain.
A reverse chance.
No. So if you want to get like big, of like mediocre online fame, right? You gotta have like a little bit of luck. But
Sure, yeah.
But there's the opposite chance with right wing grifting, because more often than not, you will get in on the fact that like a lot of them just really can't tell that you're a grifter. But there's also a chance that they start like transvestigating you and stuff.
That has been
so you
fire,
got to be careful.
seeing it happen. What I'll say is that the two big examples of that I liked recently. One was that lady who, I'll be honest, is white for our audio listeners. Yeah. This lady was white.
She's on screen for our non-audio listeners.
Exactly. Yeah. So on screen right now is a picture of her, and then Subway Surfers on the other side. But yeah. So this lady who is white made a video on TikTok where she just said the N-word like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And immediately the far right like guys on X, the site for posts, were like, dude, this bitch is awesome. This is sweet, dude. I love when people say that word and they're not supposed to. And then like 24 hours later, they just got completely bored of her, and they're like, "Nope, she's probably a dude. First of all, she's probably black. Like, it's not even exciting for me. She's not white." And yeah, that one was fire. So she like sold her soul to like the right wing grift to like make a band, and then just didn't end up making any money off.
Got
it at all,
super duper owned. Yeah,
like unhireable for the rest of her life. Like just out and gone. And then the like boxing at the Olympics thing. Yeah. Where that lady like beat the shit out of another lady who was like just way weaker or whatever. And everyone was like, that's a dude. Like you can't, it's not allowed. And then just seeing like all the people really digging in their heels on Twitter, just saying like, nope, I actually have the facts, and the facts say that that's a dude. And then it's like, well, actually, that's
you can just Google it. If you Google it, you can find out.
Yeah, let me look that up. Okay, yep, nope, that's just completely like incorrect, and they're just digging their heels in. And now there's a lawsuit about that. So here's another way to make money: is have a bunch of people like defame you and slander you publicly, and then sue them and take them to court and make a bunch of money.
On that same note, you can also there's some really cool websites that you can find where you can Google active class action lawsuits, and just if you can join enough class action lawsuits, after a good amount of time, the money will start trickling in.
Exactly. It's kind of like Reaganomics, where the point of Reaganomics is that stuff trickles. Exactly. That's the main thesis of it. Yeah. So if you can apply that to this, then like it's trickling money.
You can apply Reaganomics to pretty much anything.
Exactly, yeah. Reaganomics can apply to everything, like rain. It's mostly like a faucet that's like mostly turned off.
Yeah, but not all the way turned off. But mostly.
A little bit of water has to be coming out of it because then it trickles down. Yeah. But the main way that we thought to make money, or this is kind of my brainchild for the week, getting into it, Mr. Generous the movie. You might be thinking, "Wow, that sounds like an awesome movie."
Yeah, it does.
Sure, I'm sure it is. This one is an idea that will work the best if you are in a coastal elite city. I'm talking New York City, or especially Los Angeles, right? The city of angels.
Yeah.
Because what do they have in LA? Actors, right?
A lot of them.
Fucking thespians. They got them. You want them, they got them. So artists and creative people exist mainly to be exploited, right? For financial gain. And that's kind of what this entails. Where, for Mr. Generous the movie, what you do is in one of these cities that has a great deal of thespians in it, you go onto Craigslist or wherever else and you post an open casting call. Now, people who see this are going to be so excited. They're going to say, wow, like finally this is an opportunity. I'm going to go audition for this, rehearse for it. It's going to be great because these people really want to make this their career, right?
Right.
So you got them right where you want them. So you post this casting call for Mr. Generous the movie. Then, when all these people come to audition, you can say, okay, yeah, like hopefully you read the script, whatever. Now, what we're looking for is an actor who's really method. Someone who can really embody the character of Mr. Generous. And, Bryce, how do you think, let's say I'm the casting director, right?
Okay.
how could you as an actor prove to me that you can really live the role of Mr. Generous?
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Dallas. I was actually. Oh, this is a fake pocket. My wallet. I actually have $30 in here. And I don't really need it, but I understand that in your profession as a casting director, you don't earn a lot of money. So I think that you deserve this.
What? So you're just giving me this money? You're just giving it to me?
I'm just giving it to you. You deserve it more than me.
Oh my! Hold on. Wait. Are you still Bryce or are you Mr. Generous?
I don't know.
And scene. That was fucking okay. Two things. First of all, I just made money off that guy. Second of all, if this was a real movie, he would be hired immediately.
Consider also, you have how many? What, tens,
$30,
thousands of actors applying for this? The instant that you put out an open casting call, each one is going to build on the last one. Because let's say for instance, I'm a new actor. You're still the casting director. I'm a new actor, and I come in, and I'm like, "Hey, are you still casting for this role for Mr. Generous?"
Oh, I am looking for somebody, but the last guy who came in, I think he might have just been a perfect fit. I mean, he really was able to embody the role. He gave me $30.
$30?
$30.
Hold on. Okay, I will be right back. Now imagine I leave and I go to an ATM and I pull out, let's say, $40.
You don't already have money. Yeah,
I don't have it on me. I go to an ATM. It does charge like $5 to pull out money.
It's not your bank.
It's also
the Boingo free ATMs.
Yeah,
it's not free actually. It does cost $5.
Boingo free ATM. We charge you $5.
Okay. Wait. Okay, calling Audible. New business idea. Okay, Boingo free ATMs, where it's Boingo free ATMs. Their slogan is the world's only free ATM, and then as soon as you go to take out cash, it says there's a $5 fee. Do you accept?
and there's no decline. There's only an accept button, which
there's
means
no decline. If you try to pull out your card, it makes an alarm sound. It says this person is trying to steal from the ATM.
Anyways, I come running back in. I'm sprinting with my $40, and then I'm like, dude, I just found this $40 outside in that ATM that I pulled out of my bank account. But I don't need it. I think, you know what? I just want to give this away. Do you want this $40?
I mean, if you're just giving it away, I mean, are you really that generous?
Generous? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm Mr. Generous.
And scene. Do you see how perfect that was?
Yeah.
Both parties gain value out of that because I, as the casting director, gain money. And he, as an aspiring acteur, gets to do an audition.
Exactly. And that's practice for whenever they go to a real audition.
And it's networking too, because then they'll go to another audition and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I have a recommendation from like this casting director, like Dallas Quinlan." And they're gonna say, "Who the fuck is that?" Like, no, I know everybody in this town. Like, nobody goes by that name. And they're gonna say, "Well, no, he's a casting director." And then they're gonna say, "No." And that's really what's at the heart of the whole Mr. Generous, the movie idea. And so, something that I think is really, you can kind of take this one or two ways. One way is that you do this, you just make the money because you will get a lot of money out of just the audition. He is giving you money. But then if you want, let's say you find somebody who really just, the line between the actor and the character disappears completely, right? Well, then here's another even bigger opportunity. You can make the fucking movie.
Yeah.
You can make an incredible film.
And you can make movies with your iPhone nowadays.
Yeah, believe it or not, actually, yeah, you're allowed to make movies on your iPhone and put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can make a big Hollywood movie too. That's another option.
Right, exactly. You can do that.
But that's up to you. That listen, we're gonna have to leave that up to you guys because we can only take you so far, right? At a point, you got to take the seeds that we give you and water them. Right?
Exactly.
Well, we basically give you trees, and then you can just make the trees
You can keep
bigger.
watering them, and yeah. Now,
you can keep watering the trees.
we can only take you so far, but we can point you in multiple directions. And with an idea like this, there's multiple venues that you could operate out of, right? In terms of a literal venue, a space, you're like, okay, well, that seems like you might have a high startup cost if I'm hosting a open casting call in Los Angeles, in New York City.
I must need to rent out the Chinese theater.
No. You can do this outside. No cost.
You can also do it in your house.
Exactly.
No cost.
If you have one.
You
can do it in your parents' house or a friend's house if they have one.
You can rent a house for like $3,000-$4,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's no cost for the one day that you're using it.
Yeah, and you could sublet it if you wanted. I mean, I like doing
sublet
that.
to the actors. You can go get an apartment, right? Sublet it, because then during the audition you're like, oh no, I need to cast for this movie, but oh no, I'm so worried because I need to sublet my apartment. Oh no, hey, I just wish somebody generous would come and just sublet my apartment for me. And then they'll do it.
Bang.
Because they want to get the role in the movie.
Now, another venue, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do this in person. Consider actors, also voice actors, right? Now, voice actors, how many people want to be a voice actor? How many friends do you know personally that got done watching like an English dub of an anime and were like, I can do this way better? And I need to figure out how to become a voice actor because I would love to talk in a microphone and make a bunch of money.
I mean, how many people, right, do you know personally who had a really close relationship with somebody, was offered mentorship by them in voice acting, didn't take it, and then that person went on to incredible success, and they regret it so much?
How many people do you know?
How many people do you know that that's really specifically applies to? And they
anyways,
feel so bad about it. Yeah.
Voice actors, right? If you go to like the Crunchyroll forums, they probably have a forum, right?
They got rid of comments recently.
They got rid of comments on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, you can check this. Because
I'm not that worried about it, but
because I was watching an episode of Bungo Stray Dogs, and I was like, dude, I
gotta see what these geniuses are saying.
I gotta see, dude. My favorite thing is that if you like go to any episode of an anime where a character dies, the first comment is always just like "rest in peace." Click like to pay respects.
Dude, I love the fucking click like comments. I love those. Anyways,
click like to pay respects.
You can go to places like the Crunchyroll forums or My Anime List probably has the Casting Call Club.
We should get emails from that guy. What's his name? Fucking like
Derek.
Gorby.
Yeah, Gorby Derek.
He has such a dumb fucking name. The owner of Casting Call Club.
And if you put out like an open casting call on there, for instance, you could do this online through, if you need to, a free program like Discord. You could use TeamSpeak if you have one of those, like we do.
We do have TeamSpeak.
Exactly, and that's what we use. And voice actors or aspiring voice actors. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, don't give them too much credit.
They have a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
They do, yeah. That's a problem. And instead of spending it on gear and other stuff and like coaching or whatever,
right?
What should they be spending it on, Bryce?
I think they need to be spending it on us, the casting director.
Well, you actually, because this is a business idea for you.
Exactly.
We're using the royal us.
Yeah, the royal us includes the viewers, because we're all in this together. Any of us, any of me or Dallas, we go up. Our viewers, you go up. All of us go up together.
Exactly. A rising tide lifts all ships, which is why anything that you can do for us in terms of giving us viewership and money, you should do, because it goes back.
It goes back into
tenfold.
you. Exactly.
It goes back into you.
And if you do watch this podcast, I would recommend probably telling 2 or 3 friends to watch it. And then
you get in at the ground level, right? And then you have your downline.
Exactly. And then you have those friends. You make sure you tell them like, hey, make sure you get some friends to watch as well, because hey, the tide's rising, pal, and only so many ships can fit in the harbor.
Exactly. And because here's the thing, is that the harbor, the way that it's kind of built is that it rises certain ships higher.
Exactly. Ships that get there first rise higher.
So the ships that get there, that's part of the saying that no one ever mentions, is that the ships, it's first mover advantage. The ships that get there first end up getting risen higher by the rising tide, which is why, get some of your friends to listen to the podcast. Tell them to have their downline of 2 to 3 boats that also listen to the podcast.
Right.
And it's just a way for all of us to make just a bunch of money. So really stay tuned into that. But I think, Bryce, you're right that all these aspiring voice actors, they got all this money kicking around their pockets. What the fuck are they going to do with it, right? Wouldn't they rather have the opportunity to audition for an amazing role in Mr. Generous, the audio drama?
Honestly, that sounds great to me. I mean,
I would love to be in Mr. Generous, the audio drama.
If I was an aspiring voice actor and I saw an open casting call for Mr. Generous, what'd you say?
The audio drama?
The audio drama online on the internet? I would love to be on that.
There's like a weird prickly thing in my suit. I don't know what it is, and it hurts.
Well, while you're sorting that out, we have a sponsor once again on this stream, or on this recording.
Yep, it's not a stream.
It's not a stream, sorry. Well, it is streaming on all podcast platforms.
That's what you meant, yeah.
Exactly. On this streaming to you recording episode. And I would just love to give a great big shout out to Awesome Munchers for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. And do you miss the times when cereal tasted good? Do you miss the time when back in the day cereal was tasty? Do you remember the time when you were a kid watching Saturday morning cartoons and you were a kid? Awesome Munchers harkens back to those golden years with a bowl of cereal that tastes great and comes in a box. Awesome Munchers. Good. They also have a second slogan, Awesome Munchers. Yum. Tasty.
Yeah, I think I'm more partial to the second slogan than the first one, but I'm glad that they include both in the copy they gave us.
They're still deciding between the two, and so
just run both for now.
run both for now. Figure out
both.
Sort it out later. See which one. It's kind of like what's it called? Like A/B marketing. You know what I mean?
A/B testing.
A/B testing. Yeah.
We're A/B we're A/B testing.
One time,
and you can't tell which one is working better because they're using both in every single read.
One time, straight out of college, I went to an interview.
I thought you were going to say straight out of Compton.
Well, one time when I was straight out of college, and I was really, really dumb still and had no job experience outside of retail.
And you have a lot of job experience now, but continue.
And I have so much job experience right now. I went to this law firm. I don't know what the fuck they were. I don't remember at this point. But I went there, and after I applied for this position that was paying probably $70,000 or something, because I was like, they're hiring for a graphic designer, and I'm a graphic designer. So
in Florida that pays $100K.
In Florida that pays $1 billion. And so I go there, and this man is wearing one of the nicest suits I've ever seen. We go to this conference room that they have, where they have the nice conference room speaker and this big ass TV on the wall, and then his wife comes in, who's a co-owner of the business with him, and they both sit down across from me. This is probably a 10-12 foot long table, so we're 12 feet apart for some reason. It felt like they were intentionally trying to intimidate me, and then they asked me a bunch of questions that I did not know the answer to. They asked. I bring that up. No, I bring that up because they were like, "Hey, do you know what A/B testing is?" And I was like, "Phew," and I racked my brain. I was like, "Yeah, that's yeah, I've done that. I did. 100%. Yeah, no 100. It was the most embarrassing interview in my entire life. I did that shit, and within 15 minutes. Firstly, 15 minutes way too long for that thing. At the end of the 15 minutes, they just straight up told me, they were like, "Hey, yeah, you don't got the chops, kid. Unfortunately, you're not cut out for this."
I think if you went back there right now, they would be probably begging you.
They would. Well, yeah, of course, because if I approach them and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not interviewing as a potential graphic designer. I'm interviewing for the CEO position."
Exactly. Yeah, because our business acumen is probably in the top 100th percentile of anybody.
Exactly.
And we're 100% better than the competition.
Exactly. And one thing you can do is if you are the CEO of a company, even if it is your own company, you can sort of leverage that into becoming the CEO of another company. You just got to, you know, whenever you're applying, just kind of throw that title around, give it a few shakes, and see what happens.
That's actually very true. And you can, here's another way to start a business is if you just get an LLC, then you can give yourself whatever title you want. And you can leverage that into, like Bryce said, more money. So one thing you can do is if you start a business, right, let's go found an LLC for like $100. Then you can just take that business, make up a bunch of shit in QuickBooks, and then all of a sudden, holy shit, this business has a positive cash flow. You immediately look for the exit door and you sell the business for a profit.
Yeah. I mean, that's another tactic we've seen used plenty of times. Some of our friends have used it, and I mean, as long as you don't hold any, you know, special ties or any like, you know, friendly relationships with anybody involved with the sale, then, you know, usually everything ends pretty well. And even if you do, it's probably fine.
That's the headline here: is that if something would be bad, it's also still probably fine.
Probably work out. I mean,
we're still here.
As long as you have your wits about you, and you know, mostly that, to be honest, things will probably be fine.
Yeah, I would agree. But let's say, hypothetically, right? Let's say that I'm a bitch, right? And I don't want to make an awesome movie called Mr. Generous the movie, right? How else can I make money? What's another idea for me to make money here? Because after the stock market crashed last week and then immediately rebounded to being completely fine. I lost all my money because I bought at the very tippity top and I sold at the very bottom.
Yeah. So. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a pretty good idea for how you can make some of that money back.
Bryce, please, I'm all ears right now, buddy.
Okay. So, you know, if you live in a big city or a small city or a medium city, you've seen around town probably posters for missing pets, lost dogs, cats, birds. What's that?
Yep.
No, what were you saying?
I just agree with you.
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I agree with the fact that I've seen lost posters for... Not lost posters. I've seen found posters for lost animals. I could very clearly find the posters.
The posters were very easy to spot.
Cats.
Now, something that you may not know, because, I mean, this idea has been used before, but this is kind of like a magician revealing his secrets. A lot of those posters that you see are fake. People post those posters all around town. Hey, I'm missing my dog. I'm missing my cat. You know, I'm missing my farm animals or whatever. What they do, and this is something that you can do. You take those posters. You can create them. I mean, there's some really great programs. There's PhotoPose Pro, Canva. You can hire a guy on Fiverr if you have the you know, funds for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good gigs on Fiverr that are just like, I'll make a picture of a dog.
Exactly.
So and hire one of those guys.
You hire them or create a poster that says like lost dog, and then you put a picture, and then you do that probably 100, 200, 300 more times. Each poster having a picture of a different dog, and each, you know, the return address or the phone number or whatever leads back to you. Now, what does this do for you? You're like, well, I'm not missing my dog. What am I going to do if somebody brings a dog to me that's not mine?
Opportunity.
I
smell the money, Bryce. I already smell the money.
Opportunity comes knocking.
Yep.
And you got to answer that door, because if somebody brings a dog that isn't yours to your home, you can immediately take that dog, turn it around, and sell it to somebody who really wants that dog. Because what you can do is you can take that same picture you used that got you this dog in the first place and put it up on a place like where do they sell things? Like Etsy, Craigslist, or Facebook Marketplace, or something like that.
Yeah, fuck pets.com, fuck pet finder. Go straight to Etsy, dude.
Exactly.
Fucking straight to Etsy. That's where I would buy an animal from.
Exactly. And so you can take, you know, if you put enough of these posters out, law of big numbers, you will start getting some dogs in. And once you start getting these dogs, you turn them around and you sell them online, marketplace. You could walk them around, you know, and sell them to the highest bid.
Get your dogs here.
You know, like a lot of people
just having like 8 dogs on a leash,
you know,
fucking barking, chomping at the bit.
You know, people that like use like Wag, like the Uber, but for dog walking.
Yeah. They have like 7 dogs on a leash, just like dogs here, like fucking biting at each other.
Did I tell you how we scammed fucking Wag when I worked for them? I did like 3 Wag like run or like walks, all for Caitlin's dogs. And so she paid the money, and then it went straight to me. Just like, and the reason I say it was a scam because right, you'd be like, wow,
wouldn't that be less efficient than just her not paying the money?
No. Let me explain. Because there was a promotion for me as a new Wag guy, a new Wagger.
You struggled so much to find the word walker in the last 2 minutes. You just haven't been able to fucking put your finger on it at all, dude.
As a new Wag employee contractor.
Yeah.
There was a promotion that was like, hey, for your first 3 walks, we'll give you an extra $10.
Oh shit, dude.
And so we you know, she like paid for it, and you know, like they took like a couple, like a buck or 2 off the top, and then gave me like $15 when she paid 5, or like $13 or whatever. And so we just were generating money.
That's not bad. Okay, here's a new business idea. Do exactly that with your girlfriend's dogs.
Exactly. If you can find that Wag promotion, or I think there's like I think Wag may have rebranded or something to something else. But.
Yeah, it's called Fuck now. It's like a gritty. It's like a gritty dog voice. I mean, it's the same service, but
exactly.
Yeah, changing tastes.
Alternatively, right? Going back to this lost dog idea.
Yeah. Or whatever.
If you, because eventually, right? Once you start making enough money, you're going to start printing more posters, and you're only going to get more dogs. Eventually, your house is going to be filled with dogs. Maybe you can get you can rent like a locker or whatever and put the dogs in there.
Like a locker? Yeah.
Exactly. You know.
Like a school?
Dude, you can't like rent lockers in Boston?
I know that you could do it in like the Yakuza games. They have lockers on the street.
Okay, that's kind of the same thing here in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tampa, Florida, and Kabukicho, Shinjuku are
basically the same.
They're sister cities.
Exactly. And so what I'm saying is, anyways, you're gonna have enough of these dogs where eventually you might run into a lost dog poster that is real and is like, hey, we will give you a reward for returning our dog.
Yeah.
All you have to do is find the dog you have that looks the most like that dog, or at least sort of similar, and give it to him.
Sort of similar is about all you need. But yeah, no, those bounties, that's a real way to make some bread.
Right. And this is, you can also, if you're a guy who likes quests, this is sort of like that.
You can gamify it, because here's the thing, right? And this is a tip for entrepreneurs just in general, is that if you're having trouble with your productivity, just find a way to gamify it, right? Like every time you can exploit somebody for cheap labor, give yourself 50 XP. Right?
Exactly.
It makes it a little more fun than just like, oh, I have to go do all my work and I got to get stuff done. Dude, you're actually playing a game, and not just that, you're leveling up.
Exactly. There's a lot of apps that do that. You can go to the App Store or Google Play or whatever. There's like apps like Gamify, My Job, Gamify My Employership.
Those are
three apps that I would personally recommend. So I think the third one you can only find as a link on a website. You got to download like the zip or whatever, but that one's the best one. So definitely go looking for it.
Check out Calculator Plus too if you get a chance. It's pretty good.
Yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah, I like the dogs idea, and I think you're right in that as you get more money, you only will increase the amount of posters and dogs you get. It's a kind of like
exactly
1-to-1, infinite growth in a finite system type beat.
Right. And eventually,
listen, it only grows until you have all the dogs in the world. It only grows.
Right, exactly. So, like at a certain point, you're running out of dogs in your city. At that point you'll have the capital to be able to hire some employees, expand. You're not going to want to hire in the same city, of course, unless you're running out of storage space. But you can definitely you can you can have people work in other cities. Generally, you'd probably want to put some franchises in big cities first, but if you're trying to keep it local and kind of get that become like a local business, so that people kind of recognize you and have that familiar, like that brand relationship with you. You can do that.
That's the dog trafficker guy.
I love that guy.
That guy's fucking awesome, dude.
It's like here in Florida, it's like we go to Publix and we're like, man, shopping really is a pleasure here. Hey, that's the dog trafficker guy. I wonder if I go to his house if I can get a dog. And the answer? Yes.
100% yes, because he's fucking got him. Yeah. Also, it's crucial that in the lost dog posters, usually when there's a lost dog poster somewhere, there's like a reward on it. You can't offer rewards. You just have to operate on the goodness of people's hearts.
And with enough, like I said, law of big numbers, you'll get some people who will be willing and generous enough to give you some of those dogs they find on the street.
Yeah, I have an idea for a movie those guys should be in. But yeah, the law of big numbers states that if you do something enough times, it'll work eventually.
Exactly. It's sort of the opposite of like what's it called?
The law of small numbers,
like Murphy's law. Sort of the opposite of that.
Yes. The law of small numbers states that if you do something so few times, it won't work.
Exactly. And if you do something 0 times, it'll never work. Which is why right now you need to get on your feet and get moving on some of these ideas. I mean, we've given you plenty of them. We probably in the last hour we've given like 30 ideas.
I counted more than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're better at counting than me. You're our numbers guy.
I am the numbers guy. I'm all about the numbers.
Exactly.
Did you forget about your favorite segment, Bryce?
No, I didn't. Because the silence that was just there a second ago is going to be cut out.
Those actually let people think about stuff. Don't cut it out because they need time to marinate on some of the ideas.
I'll be honest, it's already cut out. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, wait, did you stop the recording?
No, of course not.
How did you cut it out?
Because I already did it in post.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
This is pre right now, dude.
Yeah, well, be prepared.
This is during.
This is pre. What I wish there was like a. I wish there was a prefix that meant right now. Yeah, that'd be great. But, anyways, it's now time for one of our favorite segments, a brand new segment, but it's one of our favorites. Called Business Review, where we take.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
I thought we were doing a different segment. Yeah, no, we can do that. We can do the business review.
Yeah. We're doing the business review. Right now, right now we just picked a business out of a hat. Luckily, this is a business that me and Dallas have been to many times, and you've probably been to as well if you've been to your local dilapidated mall. And that's Foot Locker.
Foot Locker. Now, Foot Locker is just a fucking textbook example of a business, Bryce. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you go there, what do they have? Products in the form of shoes. And you can buy them, right? And they kind of have a system set up. We were talking a lot last week about arbitrage. And they have this same kind of arbitrage system where they make the shoes for some amount of money. And they sell it to you for a higher amount of money. The money in between the two, right? That's just, they pocket that. They just fucking take it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're left holding the bag like some dumbass, right? Because you just fell as a victim to their expert shoe arbitration scheme. And one thing that I really would like to praise Foot Locker for is something I do not see enough businesses doing, is they have a women's and a kids version of their same business.
Exactly. There's not a lot of businesses that take advantage of that because and I mean, this is something that a lot of people don't really know, but there is more than just the market for men aged 18 to 60. There are other markets.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes I wish there wasn't, but we got to roll the punches. That's what a great entrepreneur
Exactly.
does.
And now
Right?
I am going to have to take off some points from Foot Locker because the last few times that we went there and the time that we went there just for our business review, they didn't have a lot of customers. And I really think that if you're going to be running a business, that's one thing that you're going to want to keep. You got to make sure that you have a lot of customers. Or if you're, instead of like selling products, if you're offering a service, you got to also make sure that you have a lot of customers.
100%. I think that that's one of the capstones of any great business is just having a lot of customers, right? And one thing also I think Foot Locker does really well, more than most businesses, this is something that, I mean, I think even Bryce and I are trying to learn from, is they sell J's.
Exactly.
Not a lot of, I mean, I've gone to, just think about what I was doing yesterday. I went grocery shopping, right? I went to Stop and Shop. I went through the entire store. No Jordans, no foam posits.
Yeah.
No Huarachis, nothing, right? I was really kind of disappointed because I think that J's are something that I usually look for in a business. So if you are starting a business, it could even be one of the ones we talked about today, right? One of the thing with the dogs. If you're hosting a casting call for Mr. Generous, the movie, just make sure that, incorporate that into the business in some way if you want. Listen, we're just trying to give as much advice as we can. I think it's a great idea, but let your own instincts guide you with this sort of thing.
And just know, this is something I would also probably dock points for. I'm not trying to bash Foot Locker, but Dallas has the positives, I have the negatives. Hey me if you need to. But Foot Locker isn't a place that you can take your old creased up Jordans to and trade them in for like $200 and then get like new Jordan. Unfortunately, they're not going to do that. I see, there's this videos online sometimes you see of people taking in either brand new ones or maybe like fake J's or something like that and trying to trade them in to like these local shoe stores. Foot Locker, they don't do that.
Yeah, I don't remember what business it was. It must have been a store I was in recently, but they had a really good system set up where what you can do is you can take a product that you already own, you shove it into it's basically it's like a garbage can or like a paper shredder type thing. So you put it in there, right? And then what it does is it shreds it up and it spits it out in the form of a little cube.
Exactly.
And you can take that cube,
go to a printer,
go to a printer, and if you put the cube into the printer, it makes a complete brand new product of the exact same rarity and value.
Exactly. And you can, I mean, those printers are great. Like, it depends on which one you find. Some of them aren't great, but you can find things like leech seeds or sentient meat hooks or like crowbars. Crowbars are really great, like quick, easy find.
Yeah, this was Old Navy, by the way. I'm remembering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't remember. It's one of those. Old Navy, another one of those businesses you mostly find in the mall, or I guess sometimes on strip malls.
Yeah.
And so maybe we'll review them next. But overall, I'd probably have to say, weighing the pros and cons of Foot Locker, I'd probably give them about a 5 out of 5.
We definitely have to dock a couple of points. I mean, there's a few things that Foot Locker could be doing a lot better, but I think overall, I'd be giving them probably a perfect score of 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that they can work on some stuff and really bring some of those customers back into the fold.
Yeah, I would agree.
But anyways, that is this week's episode of the Business Box. Make sure to tune in once again next week if you're looking for some more ideas to bring your bucks up.